very scholarly. In fact, he's going to be one of the presenters at the Ramadan session also. With that, I'll turn you over to Imam Abdullah Mayoon. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين الحمد لله الذي أنار قلوب عباده المتقين بنور كتابه المبين وجعل القرآن شفاعا لما في الصدور وهدى ورحمة للمؤمنين. I like to, as always, I like to open up by thanking Allah for giving me the health and the opportunity to come here to offer something that could be of some benefit to our religion, to be of some benefit to. It's not on.
The mic is not on.
Assalamu alaikum. It's probably the battery. Let's see if I can get the big mic. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. That's the connection. That's what it is.
It wasn't on already.
Okay, give it a shot right now. I'll put it right about there. So if your beard touches it, might.
Can y'all hear? That better? Okay. As I was mentioning, I thank Allah for giving me any opportunity to come among the believers to offer something that could be of some benefit in our spirituality, in our religiosity, in our deen. And having to keep in mind that all of us are going to return back to Allah. And we are always up under constant surveillance, what I call divine surveillance. And this is something in which we have to keep in the forefront of our consciousness, this returning back to Allah. In the Arabic language, among the Arab, and you might already know this, but whenever there was something that was very dear to them or something that was very important, they would give one thing many names. And that would indicate the significance that that thing played in their lives. So for example, the camel has many different names in the Arabic language. Why? Because as you know, in the desert, the camel is extremely significant and important and holds a high status with the Arab, especially in the desert, where it can travel long journeys without having to stop for water. The sword also has many names because this was something in which the Arab would use quite a bit in war and the different tribal issues that they would have. So Allah, when Allah communicate to human beings, He communicated with the Arab the same way. So He would give many names to that which they should view as being important. So the first thing is that we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has how many names? He has given us 99 names. Now, there's a technicality with this, and that is that Allah has infinite names. But He only gave us 99. Why? Because we can only remember so many. And at the same time, it's sufficient for us to know these 99 names, because to know them, and not just to memorize them, but to know them and to allow them to play a part in our Islamic consciousness. For example, Allah tells us that He is Al-Basir, the all-seeing. Why is that important to know? That's important to know because in order to develop consciousness, in order to develop taqwa, then you need to know that Allah sees you all the time. For example, there was one student who was going on a journey, and he told his teacher, he said, I'm getting ready to go on a journey. Is there any advice that you could give me? So his teacher said, yes, I will give you some advice. He said that while you're on your journey, if you decide or get the temptation to disobey Allah, then just simply disobey Him in a place where He cannot see you. Good advice. So, as the brother traveled, and these moments would come up where he think about doing something wrong, he thought about the advice of his teacher. But because of this understanding of the attribute of Allah being Al-Basir, the all-seeing, he knew that there was not a place that he could go that Allah would not see him. So having knowledge of that attribute alone helps to produce righteousness. So Shaitan's job is to make us not remember or not be conscious of that attribute. So all of Allah's attributes, whether it's forgiveness, Al-Ghafur. What's another thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells us about Him being the most forgiving. And if you notice, most of Allah's attributes, when He talks about forgiving, He even has 3 attributes. Think about this. 3 attributes that come from the same root, Ghafara, which means to forgive. So He calls Himself Al-Ghafir, the one who forgives. He calls Himself Al-Ghafur, all forgiving, and Al-Ghaffar, intensified, to show that forgives over and over and over and over again. Why? Because Allah, once again, He names Himself by the same attribute in 3 different ways in order to show us and impress upon us a certain understanding that, look, no matter what it is that you do, know that I am the most forgiving 3 times. In 3 different ways. Why? Because He know we need His forgiveness. He know that we do wrong, we err, and so therefore He wants to impress upon us. Why? Because if He wanted to, He could have just said, I'm the crusher. I'm the terrorizer. I'm the dangerous one. And Allah has a pattern in which He shows in order why. If you look at the Quran, Allah opens up 113 surahs saying what? In the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. There's a reason for that. Because He doesn't intend for us to be down here panicking. He doesn't intend for us to be down here in a state of fear. Even when He talks about Him being the one that's over the throne, He says, Ar-Rahmanu ala al-arsh istawa. That is the most merciful that's over the throne, that's established Himself over the throne. Allah could have used any other attribute, but He used the most merciful that's over everything to bring comfort to His creation, to bring ease to us. As opposed to saying, I'm the one that's over all of this is the dangerous one, the one that'll kill you. Allah could have done that. But that's man. Because man got an ego. So if he's in a position of authority, he likes to let you know the strength of him. I'll do you. You know what I can do. You see, a beautiful ayat in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal mentions, He says, Inna Allah